Good morning and welcome everyone to today's session together with SuperOffice and Lyyti. We are super excited to have you here because this is one of our first joint session together for the first time together global. So welcome everyone and thank you for that you are spending your precious time this morning together with us. So late last year, SuperOffice acquired Lyyti, a CRM system and an event management system together. I would say that it is a match made in heaven. So today we're going to talk about a thing that we both deeply care about. We are going to talk about how everything is connected between CRM and everything when it comes to events. Because here's the thing, we know that many companies out there spend tremendously amount of time, money, resources, everything you need when it comes to events. And we kind of walk away with just spreadsheets, lists, a few business cards, and the impact that we are trying to do generate pipeline, brand awareness, and generate that revenue, it never materializes. So marketing can't prove the impact of events, the event organizers can't prove impact of the events, and sales doesn't know who was engaged, how to follow up in a smooth and automated way, and the data your CRM holds never comes to truth. It never materializes as it should. So these are signals from your events that should be connected to your CRM. So basically, you're flying blind at the moment. And this is something that we are going to talk about today. This session is actually about closing the gap. And I know that today we have a lot of people from different type of countries out there. So please, in the chat, chime in. Where are you logging in from this morning? I know that we have people from Germany, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Finland, you name it, Netherlands. So please say hi from where you're from. It would be nice to just see in the chat who are actually out there and have been able to log in this morning. Speaking of the chat, we have our beloved colleague Lynn that is moderating. So if you have any question, because we are going to have a Q&A at the end, feel free to ask anything about SuperOffice, Lyyti, CRM, event management, you name it. We're going to address them at the end and see if we have time to maybe address them all, but if not, we are going to send out some answers after this event today. We're also going to send out the recording. If you're experiencing some technical issues, Lynn is your go-to person in the chat to address that as well. But again, thank you so much for being here today. And before I introduce my colleagues at SuperOffice that are going to have this lovely panel discussion together with me today, I want to address something that is quite important to begin with. So the definition of an event. What is actually an event? Because I think many of you out there actually think of, let's say, big conferences, music festivals, big birthday parties, etc. But this is actually something that we need to speak of and be very clear about when we are talking about event management. It could be anything from a meeting between 3 people to a town hall meeting that you have at your organization or your company, or a networking lunch. So anything is basically an event when you gather people with the same purpose around the table. So have that in mind during this session. And before I also continue, I wanted to ask you a poll. So Lynn, my colleague, is going to launch it now in the chat. So we want to know how connected your CRM is today with your events. Or are they connected even? Because as mentioned, this is something that we are going to talk about today. So I'm joined here today by 2 people that is on the other side of the equation because I'm representing Lyyti, as you see in my name tag down there. But I'm joined by Bettina and Camilla from SuperOffice, the CMO and CCO. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having us, Antonia.
Thank you. This is going to be super exciting, right?
Yes, it is.
Our first global session.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah. Thank you. Me too. Because I think we are quite proud of what we have been able to accomplish so far with the integration between our 2 companies, right?
100%.
Yeah. Amazing. But before we actually dig deep into the topic, let me hear about you. Bettina, who are you and what do you do at SuperOffice?
Yes, so I'm Bettina, and in SuperOffice I work as a CMO. So, creating demand, building the SuperOffice brand, and ensuring that we help European companies grow more and grow better. using SuperOffice CRM.
Perfect. And Camilla?
I work on the commercial side, so my job is to enable sales and consulting to do an even better job.
Yeah, great. And should we maybe also introduce, because I know that we have a lot of Lyyti customers, we have a lot of SuperOffice customers out there, but also a few that it's not. So I think we can start with, okay, what's SuperOffice and what Lyyti? So Camilla, what do SuperOffice do?
SuperOffice delivers Europe's most loved CRM, helping companies find, catch, and keep customers.
That's great.
Yeah.
And if I would just quickly introduce Lyyti to you guys out there and actually tell you the core of what we do. So we are an event management system. We are software, and you use Lyyti from A to Z when organizing event. We are not an event agency. We are the sidekick online to help you, become even more successful with your event or orchestration, so to say. And I'm Bettina's counterpart. I'm the CMO as well. So I think we are going to have a really nice discussion here today.
Yeah. Indeed.
Representing marketing and sales.
Yes, exactly. So should we start with kind of that? Should we start with how do we actually prove this? Why are we here? So talking about the integration and what actually gets lost when nothing is connected. So I wanted to start with asking you, what is the biggest loss if you don't capitalize on your events in your CRM?
Yeah, I can start.
Feel free.
Also on the marketing side, hosted numerous events during my career. And on a practical note, the biggest loss is context, because you're missing crucial insights when you don't utilize all of those signals and information from events, both before, during, and after. And another practical one is time. Not time just yourself doing manual updates, but time also for sales, enabling them to follow up, etc. So those are our two for now on the practical side.
Yeah, what do you say, Camilla?
No, we all know how much goes into good events, right? With the planning and the invitations and the sort of, and if you don't follow up afterwards, if you don't sort of have the insights, and you drop the candy in the reception. It's like having a sales process, creating a great proposal, and then never following up with the customer.
Yeah.
It's the same sort of missed opportunity. So it's a broken sales cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's important that everything is connected, and we at Lyyti will also say that events is truly one of the highest in intent points or touch points in the whole life cycle in sales and marketing. So it's important to actually capture those signals. I definitely agree, and I'm so happy that we can now kind of follow that in both CRM and in the event management system.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Important things and important touch points to truly capture and measure and make sure that we do something about it.
And also remember that your competitors, they may not do more than you, but they may follow up better.
Yeah.
So they actually then are one step ahead of you. So you can't afford to not use those intent signals.
No, exactly. And Bettina, you mentioned time. I think that is precious for all sales marketers and event organizers out there. What do you see with this integration? What is the most time-saving moment? What would you say?
Yeah, so the most time-saving moment is how you segment, you define what you want to do in SuperOffice CRM, and then you basically enable that inside Lyyti. Who do I want to invite? How do I create the invitations? Send them out, follow up. There's no double entering of data. Things run smoothly, and also afterwards, who joined, who didn't, and you can then automatically see that in SuperOffice. And again, I don't know how many times I've been at events, and you're welcomed by someone standing there with a printed out sheet, right?
Yep.
And
always.
crossing out names. And then from a marketing point of view, you're like, oh, I'm so sorry, because I know the work you have to do afterwards, manually, doing all of these things. So the automation and the seamless transfer of data is
Spot on.
Spot on.
And I think we can kind of go through the before, during, after moments. So kind of covering the whole event life cycle together with the CRM, how it actually works. So kind of see what we can capture during all of these phases, because what we say also at Lyyti, that the event starts way before the actual live day. So it starts way before this day. We are here today, but it started I can't remember when we actually started to plan this, but months before. And it also lives on way, way, way after the actual live day. So I think it would be beneficial for the audience out there to actually go through how we work with this. But before that, I wanted to also ask a poll to the audience out there. One more, because I love to measure things, and I know that you guys also love to measure things. So I want to know, what is the primary goal with your events today out there? You have a multiple choice questions out there in the chat. Please reply, and if you doesn't feel that any of the answers fits you, please write it out in the chat, and we're going to address the results later. What is the goal with your events, if I can start to ask? Bettina?
Yes, and I love this question because, you know, the goal of an event, and I also think it's really important not to see events as a one-off activity.
Yeah.
How does it fit into the customer journey? And then with our events, there's not like, oh, this is the one goal. But let's say, do we want to, you know, expand within our existing customer base, and part of that work could be a customer event, right? So then we would speak with sales. Okay, cool, we have an opportunity here. What do we want to do? Okay, we will do an event. So it also always has a business impact goal rather than we should just do an event. So some sort of business impact on existing customers, on prospective customers, and seeing how that influences the overall business.
And I love that, because we always say that your event goals should be tied to your overall business goals, because otherwise, why are you organizing events? It costs a lot of time and money to actually do this. So absolutely, I'm so agreeing. If I could actually ask you a question, maybe you, Camilla, can start. So if you have a lot of contacts in your CRM, how do you actually decide, how do sales and marketing decide who gets invited and who gets ignored? How do you work with that today?
Yeah, I think many don't.
Yeah.
I think today, for many, it's marketing creates a list and then invites to an event, and then sales are asked to follow up afterwards, and there are many sort of breakages in that cycle.
Yeah.
So how it should be is, of course, that sales who know who's on their target list, together with marketing, of course, who knows who could benefit from an event at this stage of the sales process, if they're prospects, also existing customers, the same, should of course help influence who gets invited. And they would know that from having, of course, a CRM system where they have full overview. So I think that's where many can benefit from actually involving sales earlier, also then taking ownership of the follow-up and during the events.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one of the key things, to make sure that sales and marketing have a common way of working with the events even before.
Yeah.
Kind of. And I also want to say that we are using together also now an event app, and this is a really good opportunity to actually start to building the community before with the audience. And I know that both the sales and marketing is like heavy user of this event app to make sure that you actually get going before the event. So that is also one of my key recommendations before the event actually have started.
And also one final thing is to, I mean, sales are very close to the potential and existing customers. So what is it that they perceive as necessary when it comes to thematics and what kind of events the customers and prospects would actually want?
Yeah. I would like to move to the next phase of the event. So we're talking about during the event. I think we can talk about all these phases for hours and hours, but I guess we need to limit down a little bit today. But if we're talking about during the event, then it's all about like capturing signals, engagement, activities, etc. So how do you actually make your event count during the actual event day? Bettina, do you have any examples?
Yeah, and I think there have been so many good learnings on this over the years, and also seeing different types of trends where you go like to these huge conferences, only presentation mode, you only sit and listen in, right? But what we're seeing, and also getting feedback from participants in our previous events, is that engagement, either through polls like we're doing here, or having active salespeople on the floor engaging, truly making sure that it's not just listening, but also interacting and participating both ways. That's something that we're seeing.
Yeah.
I have what I like to call the Pelle example. Pelle,
Yes, please
Pelle
do a
is
Pelle example.
Swedish sales guy, one of the best salespeople I know.
Yeah.
And what he does before events, whether physical or digital, he sort of goes through the participant list. He researches them on LinkedIn. If it's a physical one, he sort of memorizes the faces. He looks into their companies, sees how the optimal benefits of his company's services versus the potential customer. So he does like proper research. And then at the event, you know, we have the salespeople who sort of hide in the corner and hates the mingling part.
Yeah.
You have to sort of break free from that if you want to capitalize on the events. And then he walks around, finds the people, and of course have all the pitches. And he's able to create so many sales processes there and then. And if it's a digital one, then he reaches out on LinkedIn and does the same. So that is, to me, like the optimal salesperson, having that mindset, seeing sort of the opportunity field that an event is.
Yep.
Because then you know the interest of someone and you're able to sort of latch onto it and start a relationship.
Yeah.
Even though they're not buying now, they will remember Pelle.
Yeah, I will remember Pelle.
We all remember Pelle.
Exactly.
I think he's found some like secret sauce of events.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I have to tell Pelle he's on this webinar.
Yeah, he needs to watch this afterwards.
Yes.
No, but I truly understand why he's one of the most successful salesperson you actually know, because this is exactly how you should work with events. Because events is one of the like most important part in kind of like the relationship building when it comes to sales and marketing, the whole sales and marketing funnel, right? And the signals that you get is very, very like, could you say intense? Because they are true. And we often talk about, or how we talk about together with sales and marketing at Lyyti, how we capture signals. We try to remember, okay, who was actually the person who asked a few questions? Who was the person that actually went up to the speaker afterwards? Because all of these things are like intent signals, intentions to buy or intentions to actually continue to build the relationships. And those are important. And now with all the apps that we have, both event app, the app of SuperOffice, etc., like how you actually log in, these things is actually what you can capture and understand how you should follow up or how sales should follow up afterwards, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also think that's the key point here, because those little signals don't live in your head or my head, and I need to remember to tell you. You find it there in the event app, but also then in SuperOffice CRM, because let's see you resurface a conversation a few months after. Oh, great, this is what we talked about, and I see you bring it up again. Much more valuable conversation also for the customer or the prospect. And I also want to add that, you know, right after an event, and I don't know if I'm jumping ahead, but you mentioned, you know, Pelle during the event or right after on LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
And giving that like social call after for a salesperson, very like low threshold. You're not like pushing anything necessarily, but it's more like, how was your experience? Just wanted to follow up.
Yeah.
It's a very like thankful task to have.
Yeah, because I think also it's like a misunderstanding that some salespeople think they need to jump from the event into selling. You don't. You build it takes on average 18 interactions. Make sure that you get the few out of the event, like before, during, after. Was it of interest? Anything you missed? Anything? Do you have any questions? Just like reaching out. I have this great article I'd like to share with you. It sort of builds momentum in the relationship building. And so don't be so pushy trying to sell there and then, but allow it to be part of the sales cycle.
Yeah. And I think we're onto something, because when I asked what the primary goals is with your events, the audience out there, 25% actually said build customer relationships. And then tight after that, we had strengthen brand awareness, and then we have generate new leads. So I definitely think that we are doing this in the right order. It's about building relationship. And we also know that events, building relationship, you will be able to move faster to close the deal if that is your primary goal in the event.
Yeah, and also to your question on how do you make it count, right? How do you make it count for the participants? We touched upon that, but also from my point of view and from my team's point of view and us together, looking into, okay, how does this move the needle in terms of creating pipeline or driving growth for us on the ARR, right? And being able to actually see that in SuperOffice, it's super valuable and valuable, but also very motivating, because then the whole team can see, oh my gosh, look at what we've been able to impact with all of these activities. And again, then back to the business impact. So there's like also like a two perspective thing here when it comes to like making it count.
And you're also sort of, as you mentioned at the beginning, you're sort of flying blind if you don't know whether events work or not, right? Or how well they work, or what part of it worked and what didn't. So what should you stop doing? What should you do more of?
Yeah, and this is how you protect your event budget. Because we know during these times what we are in the economic situation in the world and everything going on, many times the management team says, okay, let's cut the event budget, because it's an easy way to cut costs. But if you're actually able to prove that, if you're able to prove the impacts of events, I think we all can promise that it will stay, kinda. And I also want to give a tip out there how you actually make sure that you understand if live or online or hybrid event actually works. And this is also how you can track in the CRM. You're able to measure kind of like the results by format, because we know that live encounters, you build relationship, etc., and online formats is many times for reach. So for today, like we couldn't have cloned ourselves today to be in Germany, Finland, I think Minsk, Oslo, Stockholm. People are from everywhere here today. So to be able to actually have that great reach, you need to use the online forum. And then hybrid is amazing when it comes to internal gatherings, if you have offices like us all over the world, etc. So I want to also give a tip out there to make sure that you can also measure the success by format and how important it is to actually do that, because that should also be tied to your goals and then in the end overall business goals, kinda. And with the customized dashboard, you're able to do that today in SuperOffice.
Correct.
If we would move on to kind of like the after event math, kind of like how do you promote and prolong? How do you actually work with events after it have actually happened? We know that there are some big challenges out there today when it comes to this. What would be the biggest one? What would you say, Camilla? Like, what is the biggest one when it comes to the follow-up?
That you don't do it.
That you don't do it. Simple. It's so simple.
It's like the age-old marketing sales sort of discussion, right? We give you leads, you don't follow up. And when it comes to events, I have experienced that, unfortunately, it may be true. Yeah. So that's, but it's also, I sort of get it. If you get an Excel sheet and you sort of have to start at the top and sort of reach out instead of this integrated view of a prospect or customer, and then you see the signals and you can act on them and be a little smart and combine them with everything else you know about that person who have participated, right? So it's also the format. That's where this integration is so important. That you actually have this full overview of the customer journey, of the relationship loop, as we call it.
And I want to ask a poll, the same question to the audience. What is the biggest challenge when it comes to like following up, or what do you do after your event? So please answer that poll, so we also get to know a little bit about your challenges and we can address them a little bit later. But Bettina, I wanted to ask you as a marketer, we always talk about segmentation and how to follow up and how to do it right, etc. What would you say that, do you see companies that do segment follow-up and the companies that doesn't? Like, what separates them, would you say?
I think what separates those who do contextualized timely follow-up to those who don't at all, or maybe just like a one thing 2 weeks after, is at the end the results. Okay, you will have very different results. But those who do it like properly, they follow up contextualized, meaning, okay, you Antonia, you're a marketer. We send this message to you. You Camilla, you work in sales. We know what your pain is. We send this follow up to you. So you're able to personalize in a very sophisticated manner. And here again, I want to bring up the timeliness, if that's even a word. And both in the automated follow-up from a marketing point of view, from a campaign point of view, but also then if you enable sales to do that timely follow-up and also finding that sweet spot for yourself. What works in our company? Is it right away, 2 days? But I think I can say it's definitely not 2-3 weeks after.
Not for any product or process.
Exactly. It doesn't matter if you sell socks or software or whatever.
And one size does not fit all.
No.
Exactly. Absolutely. No, I so agree, because always, like, I don't know how many times I've actually received a message after an event which I maybe couldn't attend to. I got sick or my kid got sick, etc. And I got a message saying, thank you for attending our event and great to meet you. Like, no,
I was not there.
I was not there. I cannot give you feedback how good it was.
No.
So it's key to segment, and it's key to really understand how you actually personalize the follow-up. And I would say generic great to meet you, that's noise today.
No, that's true.
That's noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, do something different.
Yeah.
And how can you do that differently? So we many times work with Q&As, and many times we don't have time to address all the questions after the event. And what we then try to do in our follow-ups is say, hey, you asked about this during the event. We have an answer for you now, etc. And that's actually how you kill the noise out there, would be my recommendations.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think this is relatable to both sales and marketing. It should be like a combined effort, because marketing is like doing the warming of the relationship, and sales is actually dragging the kind of like the pipeline and conversation, business conversation forward. I guess.
And if I can also add one more point in terms of what separates, it's what we started with initially. It's like those who treat events as like a one-off activity, like a box to check off. Now we have done it. And those who integrate it into the business objectives and the customer journeys. I think that's also a very clear distinction there. And also I think seeing events as not just, okay, a before, during, after for the event itself, but how can we take the insights, the learnings, the experiences of this event and create other valuable content or, forums where we can share this. So events is also a great starting point for additional activities that the audience finds very valuable.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Before we actually go to the demo of our integration, because we want to give you out there a sneak peek, of course. I wanted to ask you, Camilla, so what do you say? You said the follow-up, that people don't follow up, that we forget, we don't do it, etc. Do you have anything else that you would say that are missed opportunities when it comes to the events? What is kind of like money left on the table when it comes to events?
Oh, a lot. Like, first of all, the missed opportunities, but also, as mentioned earlier, if you don't sort of measure the ROI of an event, how can you then defend to do more of them? The goal is that an event will speed up or will start or speed up sales processes. And we all know that success in sales is very dependent on your sales cycles, how long they are, and of course how many you have. And events will influence both of those things. They will give you more sales process, but also shorten the sales cycle, which of course drives, is positive for the sales velocity and the ARR one, because you create and land pipeline much faster. So I'd say it's vital. Anything that can speed up a sales process is extremely important to do more of and to actually do.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. So now we have talked about how like before or after and during, all about the events and the integration of our companies and how it actually works in practice is something that we want to show you now. We know that we have a mix of Lyyti SuperOffice customers here, but we also know that we have a few participants that is none of our customers. We understand that this might come some big news for you, but we hope that this also can give you some inspiration in how you work with your CRMs, marketing automations, and events and event management system, of course. So now we want to show you how it actually looks like in SuperOffice and Lyyti and how you can be more successful when it comes to the connection between events and CRM. So let's run the demo.
SuperOffice and Lyyti bring event management and CRM together, so every interaction becomes part of your customer journey. Ready? Create the invitation list in SuperOffice based on the criteria you wish to target with this event. Create the event in Lyyti. Activate the connection between SuperOffice and Lyyti. This connection will automatically create a project in SuperOffice with the same event name. We will come back to that project in a bit. By adding all the event information in this setup, it can be reused automatically in your communication later. When the event is set up, head to the Participants section to upload the invitation list from SuperOffice. Click Add Participants to bring in your contacts from SuperOffice. The invitation list in SuperOffice had 31 contacts. Contacts without marketing consent will not be imported. 3 contacts are skipped here because of missing consent. The participant list is uploaded and ready. At this stage, all the contacts have status not reacted. Head to the Messaging section to create your invitation. Use a pre-made company-specific design template or create one from scratch. Enhance the participant experience with personalized communication. You can set up all communication in advance and schedule for the day you want to send. Here are a few examples of how you can tailor your event experience. Create reminders to persons that have not reacted to the invitation. Schedule a follow-up email with practical information to everyone that sign up and send a mobile ticket as a reminder the day before the event. When the invitation is sent and people start signing up, you will see that they change status from not reacted to registered. We have 15 persons signed up to our event. 13 persons have not yet reacted to our invitation. While marketing works with the event in Lyyti, the sales team can get an easy overview of sign-up status in SuperOffice. Select Registered to view everyone who signed up for your event. And select Not Reacted to see who hasn't responded to the invitation yet. Now, let's move back to Lyyti and take a look at how we can engage and interact with the participants during an event through the mobile app. Access the App Studio to create personalized event experiences that reflect your brand using chat, polls, and live notifications. Explore your event engagement features. Chat with participants, ask questions via polls, and send real-time notifications. Create polls in seconds. Chat with participants before, during, and after the event. Once the event has ended, all registered contacts will be either attending or no-show. An automatic evaluation survey can be sent to all contacts attending your event. Moving back into SuperOffice, you can create a dashboard to visualize key results and insights from your event. Generate follow-ups in the sales team members' SuperOffice diary to remind them to follow up all the participant. We hope you liked this short product tour and that you are ready to turn events into revenue with SuperOffice and Lyyti.
Great. I love the pronunciation of Lyyti. It's super difficult for me as a non-Finn as well, but I love it. I love this demo because it really showcases how powerful this integration is. And I'm proud also to say that this is the most customized, powerful, most kind of like well-developed integration between a CRM and event management system today. Because we are owned by the same company, we have unlimited of opportunities to actually develop this further. And I know you have tried it as well.
Yes, and I have to add from a consulting point of view,
Yeah.
this is plug and play, this integration.
It is.
It's seldom that integrations are plug and play, as we all know, but this is really easy. You're up fast on the Lyyti and the SuperOffice and the integration. So yeah, and yeah, people should try it. We can allow people to try it.
Yeah, absolutely.
To try to see if it works also.
Yeah, we have a special
We're
offer.
that confident.
Yeah, we have a special offer which we can send out to the participants after this webinar, I guess.
Yes, we can.
Absolutely. Good.
Definitely.
Good. Speaking of kind of like how it is connected and how it is integrated, we asked in the beginning of this webinar how well connected they are between CRM and the EMS. And I must say that I'm quite happily surprised that 50% says partially connected, and then we have 25% says completely separate systems. So I think this webinar is a really good way of actually just addressing this, how you can get fully integrated and how you actually can get started. But I want to continue where we left off before the demo. We talked a little bit about event ROI and how you actually measure the success of your events, because this is one of the most key important parts. And it becomes so easy with integration. So, Bettina, if I ask you, you're a marketer, you organize a lot of events, especially now at SuperOffice. And how do you measure success today? And what have actually changed after you started to use the integration?
Yeah. So what have changed? I'll just take that one first. And that is truly like the seamless, frictionless flow of information between Lyyti and SuperOffice, surfacing important information to sales. Who is joining, who did not, what type of role, and you get it live instead of getting it from an Excel list where you start from the top, right? So that has truly changed. And another thing that I want to add, we also saw it in the demo here, the amazing dashboard showing the impact on business, right? And what's also important for the audience also to remember is that you can scale this, you can replicate. That's also like really, really powerful. And for us in SuperOffice, after getting the integration, being able to replicate and scale in no time, truly, is a true game changer. And then you asked measuring?
Yeah.
Yes. Just needed that confirmed.
Yeah.
So
could be good.
So I'm not like
this is
babbling
topic,
on.
Yeah, but I know that we can talk about this for hours,
Yeah.
so it's good.
No, but I can take our flagship event, the SuperOffice CRM Tour Change, that we're hosting this fall in Stockholm, Oslo, Copenhagen, and Eindhoven. I'm
gonna be at every location,
and we're so happy to have you. I know it's going to be amazing. And there again, taking outset it. What is our business objectives? What do we want to do? And speaking with sales. Okay, who should we invite? How should we invite? Because this is like a team effort, right? But there we look at the experience score. Basically the satisfaction that we will check after people have been at the event, and we also look at the influence pipeline, and we also look at have we managed to nail the segmentation criteria, meaning are we getting these many customers, these many prospects, or so. That's how we measure.
Yeah, amazing.
And from a sales point of view, to see the sort of pipeline and how that was influenced by an event, and to see the landed ARR, so important also to sort of understand the importance of events and get everyone on board on the importance of following up and creating opportunities out of it.
That's really great. I think our CFOs, Ola and Alexei, will be super happy when we are able to say that, okay, this was the revenue from all the events this year, etc. So before we kind of like go to the key takeaways and the conclusion of today, I want to touch about AI and events, because we cannot, even though I know that we talk so much about AI, I love AI, but we need to address kind of like, okay, AI and events and what that actually means, because I know that SuperOffice tagline is relationship matters. matters. And for us, it's we create meaningful encounters, or we help organizations to create meaningful encounters. So how does this back up our story? Like why we joined forces, kinda? Camilla, would you like to start?
Yeah, I would sort of bring back Pelle again, because Pelle can get a lot of help from AI doing the research, right? Finding the touch points and the people he should talk to. But you can't sort of put it on AI to go up to someone and talk to them. So with all the AI and the efficiency that brings us, I think the human interaction becomes more important than ever. So
yeah, I think we are two companies now. One that love AI and machine learning and have it in our products, of course. But the relationship truly matters, and that's how you actually meet and connect and make it real, kind of. So it's more important than ever. Yeah. Absolutely, I so agree. What do you say, Bettina?
No, I of course agree. Relationships matter, and we're all about people first. So I think also seeing AI in this context is enabling or enhancing us as humans, surfacing insights that would have taken a lot of time if you didn't use AI to get, which basically equips you to have a better human-to-human encounter, or enables Pelle to do even better.
Yeah, better and more.
And more.
Because he can then spend his time on the relationship.
Yes.
Not having to spend 50% of his time doing the research or after work.
Yeah, right.
So he can only talk to customers all the time.
He has more face time, and that's what's really important. And then from the marketing point of view, the campaigns and the assets, I think speed to market is really crucial. And with AI, you get that even better. Again, I mentioned how you can take insights, learnings, experiences from an event and reposition it into, is it an executive summary? Is it a short video summary? Is it social post, email follow-up? You name it. AI truly makes you increase speed to market.
Yeah.
And by that adding more value to the audience.
Absolutely. And I think that's like adding more value and making sure that the event counts. That is definitely one of my key takeaways today. Events is one of the richest signals what we have in the sales and marketing funnel and in the relationship loop. What you say. What would be your key takeaways today from today's 45-minute session? We have talked about a lot of things, but if you could choose maybe one, Camilla?
Take the opportunity to gather all the data. Data is a gold mine. If you have them structured in the CRM system, you are then able to go from a system of record to a system of action, actually being proactive and creating your own success. And collecting the data and the insights and the intent signals is at the core of that. So take this opportunity to be better than competitors and be competitive.
Bettina?
Yes, so much great stuff to pick from, right? But I think key takeaway is not treating an event as a one-off activity and truly see it as an integrated part of your customer journey. And that's also why this integration is a no-brainer, because you need the CRM, you need your customer data, and you also need those strong intent signals together. So make sure to connect it to your business objectives and you will see the results.
Perfect. Great key takeaways. Yeah, and we have actually one question from the audience. Only one. That's quite surprising, but hopefully we will get more later. But it's actually, what is the price for Lyyti? And as mentioned, we have a special deal out there. And if you are a SuperOffice customer, we're able to customize it even further. So we have a few different packages for everybody available here. And just please reach out to us and we will make sure that you can try it out. Right?
Yes, and what we can say, it's a super attractive price point.
Yeah.
Yes.
For all.
Yeah.
And different plans according to your needs.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you can grow or you can start with the full-fledged.
Yeah.
You can choose.
So sorry for not mentioning any numbers, but it really depends what type of customer or participant you are. That's why we can't exactly mention.
But you get it paid
currency.
back after one event. That's
that's for sure. Absolutely.
That's a good promise.
Bettina and Camilla, thank you so much for this. This was amazing, super exciting, and I know that we will do more of this in the future. And we want to send you to the audience, sorry, losing the words now after 45 minutes speaking. But if today actually confirmed that your CRM and events are not connected, or if you doesn't have a CRM, or if you doesn't have a event management system, we are the people you can reach out to. So as mentioned, we have a special offer for everyone that is attending this webinar. So book a demo, book a call with us, and we are happy to help how you can actually succeed better with connecting your CRM and events and make sure that all events actually count. And lastly, I want to thank Studio S19. We are here at their beloved studio at Södermalm in Stockholm today and sending live. Thank you so much for helping us arranging this event. And thank you so much, the audience, for spending your precious time with us this morning. And I hope to see you soon and welcome back. And let's talk soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Bye.